My name is Darbo, Marianne Darbo, and I belong to an exclusive club known to the world as Bond Girls. In 1987, I played opposite Timothy Dalton's James Bond in The Living Daylights. For an unknown actress, it was the break of a lifetime. But over the years that followed, I've been asking myself, what does it mean to be a Bond girl? So I decided to track down my 007 counterparts to ask what being a Bond girl has meant to them. My journey took me from London to Rome, from LA to New York, and the experience has been revealing and inspiring. From the very first Bond girl, Ursula Andress, to the very latest, Hale Berry, we're all united by one single indisputable fact. Bond girls are forever. Pinewood Studios was where it all began for me. It was my first big movie part, and I was terrified of working on a multi-million-dollar picture. Pinewood is the home of the Bond movies. The biggest soundstage on the lot is even named after 007. I came here to talk to the stunning Oscar-winning actress Hale Berry, who's starring in the latest and 20th Bond, Die Another Day. I wanted to know how she felt about entering the world of James Bond.
It's one of those jobs that I just got offered, and in my career that doesn't happen a lot. So they called up and said, hey, how would you like to be a Bond girl? And I was just, you know, I was thrilled. I grew up watching various Bond movies, and I never thought in my life that that's a part that I would play.
Isn't it amazing that even for us girls, us or actresses, you know, Bond women are a fantasy, not only for men?
Yeah, so much for women, and I think that's what makes the Bond movies real for me, because I can go on the journey with the women. I think people love, you know, sort of the fantasy. It's a 2-hour journey out of our real lives and into this fantasy world, and all of the gadgets and the cars and the women. The women are a big part of it, not only for men, but also for women.
So what was the first Bond movie you saw?
Probably Dr. No, because it happened to be one of my mother's favorites.
And?
I just remember that bikini coming out of the water.
Ursula did establish as sort of the prototype.
Total, you know, epitome of femininity.
She is larger than life and a fantasy.
As a little girl, you think about, wow, if I could grow up to be like that.
You know, if she walked into a restaurant totally dressed with a nun suit, she still had this incredible presence, and she still does.
So what is the concept of a Bond girl?
Well, a Bond girl, when you hear that expression, you automatically think of a beautiful girl, a very sexy-looking girl.
Exotic,
exotic.
Spending time with Ursula Andress is like spending time with a force of nature. We filmed for an entire day together in Rome, and by the end of the day, she still hadn't run out of things to say. Ursula's a legend, the quintessential Bond girl. You are the most remembered of all the Bond roles. Actresses we've interviewed, Ursula, Honey Rider. Why is that?
I was a new kind of woman. You know, I represented a new type of woman, because before you had the Monroe, you know, the voluptuous roundness, and then I come as an athletic woman, sportive, strong, determined. Probably that made an impression and gave a success to my character.
I promise I won't steal your shells.
I promise you won't either.
How did you get the role in Dr. No?
Well, my ex-husband took a photograph of me, which he took with him going to Europe. And Harry Saltzman saw that photograph, and when they were working on the script, he said, that's the girl we want. I said, where is it shot, this film, with whom? Oh, Sean Connery.
He was unknown at the time.
No, I didn't know him. So I said, okay, send over the script. And they sent over the script. And that day, Cook Douglas came over. And we were there all together in the living room. And he read the script and we laughed and we laughed. And I thought it was very funny. And it was very bad to me. I thought it was not a good script at all. But then I was very happy about it because I thought, if I accept that script, at least it's not going to be my fault that the film is bad.
What are you doing here? Looking for shells?
No, I'm just looking.
And the day I had to meet Sean, I remember the only thing, he was sitting alone in this dining room, all alone. He was dressed all in black. And I was walking there and he was looking with his eyes like that. He was looking around. And I looked at that man and he looked very, very strict and very... I was a little scared, so I said, hi. I said, hi. And we began this way. The next day we had to work. And I was a little timid and a little, but at least I was happy. I had a lot of action, so this was easy for me to do action. I'm gonna run around and that's okay. But then he was adorable to me. He was very, very nice shot to me. And he's still adorable to me today.
In some ways, I think all of us Bond women have tried to live up to Ursula. There was something so powerful about her presence on the screen. It's just as exciting today as it was 40 years ago. It was a hard act to follow, but soon more women came along to redefine the image of the Bond girls. There was the beautiful Daniela Bianchi in From Russia with Love, and the startling image of Shirley Eaton painted all in gold for her brief 5 minutes on screen in Goldfinger. But there was another actress in Goldfinger, who even today still tops the list as the most popular Bond woman of them all.
My name is Pussy Galore.
I must be dreaming. Pussy.
I have to admit, it was a very exciting part of life.
She's the diva of the Bond girls, the legendary Honor Blackman. And it was back in England at Stoke Poges Golf Club, where Goldfinger was filmed, that I asked her about playing the character with the most memorable name in movie history.
Well, Pussy Galore, yes, that is the most memorable name, I suppose, and I can't think of anything else that creates such a frisson when you mention it.
Please entertain Mr. Bond for me, Pussy.
It's so funny, all the fan letters I get, and there's still so many, because every time it's shown, another generation seems to take to it. And nearly all of them say, and will you put Love from Pussy or whatever on? And so endless pussies are going about, yeah.
You're quite a girl, Pussy.
I'm strictly the outdoor type.
I'd like to think you're not in all of this caper.
Skip it. I'm not interested. But of course, you know, in the book, Pussy Galore starts out as a lesbian.
So
and
how
then...
did you deal with that?
Well, it made me laugh. And then, of course, Bond changes her mind, which is a kind of odd way to be a lesbian anyway. But I can't remember. I don't know if she was abused or something, and that's why she thought she was a lesbian. But anyway, she succumbed, and who wouldn't, to Sean Connery.
Yeah. Now let's both play.
When you did this part, Pussy Galore, there were no parts that had ever been written like that. It was the most avant-garde, modern part for its time.
Do you want to play it easy or the hard way? She was a wonderful character to play, and my mother used to get so upset. Why can't you play nice parts, she'd say. But it's much more fun to play a bitch or a toughie or something other than a goody two-shoes.